joined by Eric Engels now to break down this series. And Eric, there was always a massive spotlight on that big trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights as Max Pacioretty went one way, Nick Suzuki comes the other way. We always knew there would be a big spotlight on this trade, but not in this manner as they face each other in the playoffs. What are you expecting from this big showdown?
Well, you're 100% right. It took a bunch of wacky circumstances to get to this point, from a pandemic hitting to the NHL's realignment. And maybe there was a possibility they'd play each other and this whole thing would be thrust back into the spotlight, but not in the Stanley Cup semifinal. It would have been in the final. So this is a remarkable storyline. And for as much as both players would probably prefer it be a sidebar, I think it's a central theme, Sean.
I always got the sense Max Pacioretty never quite proved that he was a playoff performer while in Montreal. What has he shown while in Vegas?
He's completely deconstructed that narrative, and good for him for doing it. He's got 14 goals, 27 points in 30 playoff games. And Pete DeBoer was talking the other day about the fact that the Vegas Golden Knights had to play the first 6 games against Minnesota without him. And sure enough, he comes right in, scores the winning goal in Game 7, that they had long stretches where they couldn't score and they needed him. And look what he did against the Colorado Avalanche. It was tremendous against them. He's got a point streak going into the semifinal. And wouldn't he love to stick it for the Montreal Canadiens?
I bet he would. Nick Suzuki showed he was the real deal last year in the bubble and continues to show that in the playoffs this season. I don't think the Montreal Canadiens would be here without him, Eric.
I don't think so either. And Ben Sherratt was talking today about how mature this kid is, that even at 21 years old, you would never know his age. That would never be revealed by just interacting with him. And it's at the center of why he's become such an important player for the Canadiens. 8 points in these playoffs, 4 goals, and it seems to be the big ones that he scores. And I think Dominic Ducharme and Marc Bergevin both talked about the fact that this player can get to a whole other level at just 21 years old. It might be as soon as right now against his former team.
Well, we know Nick Suzuki is going to be playing in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup semifinal. We don't know the same about Jeff Petrie, not expecting him to play as